The morning started like any other. Roosters crowing, sun barely cresting over the ridge, and me halfway through my first cup of coffee when my ranch hand, Luis, came tearing up the hill in his ATV like the place was on fire. "Boss, you better come see this," he yelled. I followed him down the main drive, or what used to be the main drive. Now it looked like something out of a shipping yard. 5 massive steel shipping containers, each about 40 feet long, were stacked and lined across the road like some kind of industrial Great Wall, completely blocking my only entrance. Spray painted on the side of one in bright white letters were the words, HOA property line, no trespassing. I just stood there, jaw hanging open. "They didn't?" Luis nodded. "They did. Karen was down here this morning, giving orders to the crane guys. Said she was reclaiming community access." I took a long breath, set my coffee on the hood of the truck, and muttered, "All right, Karen, you've officially lost your mind." Now, to understand how crazy this was, you've got to picture the layout. My ranch driveway wasn't just my access road. It also happened to run along a narrow easement the HOA used to reach their fancy office building on the other side of the hill. In short, it was the only road connecting their development to the main highway. So when they decided to block me out, they also, quite literally, blocked themselves in. I called the sheriff first. Ruiz again, naturally. "Karen?" he asked before I even said her name. "Yeah," I sighed. "You're going to want to bring a notepad." When he arrived, Karen was already there, standing proudly in front of her new barricade like she'd just unveiled a national monument. "Good morning," she chirped. "We're just enforcing property boundaries." Ruiz squinted. "You're enforcing them with shipping containers?" "Yes," she said smugly. "He's been using this private road without authorization." I raised an eyebrow. "My private road. I built it, paid for the gravel, the grading, everything. The county records show it's mine." She smiled like she was about to win a court case. "Not anymore. The HOA revised the maps." Ruiz groaned. "Karen, you can't just revise county property maps. The board voted," she snapped. "Karen," I said calmly, "the board can't overrule the Department of Land Management." "Then take it up with them," she huffed. "Until then, this road is sealed off." So I did. Well, sort of. Instead of arguing, I decided to let nature, and a little logic, handle it. For 2 days, I didn't say a word. I didn't call. I didn't move the containers. I didn't even drive down there. But on the 3rd day, I heard it. Distant honking, shouting, the sound of multiple cars trying and failing to get through. Turns out, HOA staff, delivery trucks, and even Karen's landscapers couldn't reach their precious Lakeview office complex. They were trapped. By noon, Karen came marching up my drive again, face redder than a chili pepper. "You have to move those containers," she barked. I raised an eyebrow. "You mean your containers? This is an emergency." "Yeah," I said, "and according to your signs, I'm not allowed past them." "People can't get to work," she snapped. I sipped my coffee. "Not my problem. HOA's rules, right?" Ruiz pulled up right on cue, taking one look at her fuming expression and trying not to laugh. "Karen," he said, "you realize you've blocked your own access road? He's supposed to share it," she shouted. Ruiz flipped open his notepad. "Ma'am, the county records show this road belongs to him, which means those containers. That's his property now, since they're on his land." She blinked. "What?" He nodded. "Congratulations, ma'am. You just gifted him about $50,000 worth of steel." I couldn't help it, I grinned. "You know, I've been thinking about building a new barn." Karen looked like she might pass out. "You wouldn't." I shrugged. "Already got free materials." Ruiz smirked. "He's within his rights, ma'am." She stomped her foot. "I'm calling the HOA board." "Good idea," I said. "Ask if they can fly to their next meeting, since their road's still blocked." 2 days later, the HOA filed an official complaint. Not against me, but against Karen. Apparently, several board members had been stuck for hours trying to reach their office, and one of them even missed a meeting with the county commissioner. the same commissioner who approved my property rights paperwork last year. Within a week, I got a written apology from the HOA, along with a check to compensate for inconvenience. I used the money to pour concrete and install a locked gate, right where the containers had been. A month later, I passed Karen at the grocery store. She glared at me over a cart full of organic kale and said, "You think you've won?" I smiled. "No, Karen. I think I just built a better fence. Now the road stays clear. My new gate shines in the morning light, and those old shipping containers? They're stacked neatly behind my barn, repainted, reinforced, and labeled with a big, bold sign, HOA storage, access denied. And every time I walk by them, I can't help but chuckle, because sometimes the best revenge isn't blocking someone's road. It's letting them block their own, and watching them learn the hard way who really owns the land.